Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and today has been an exciting day. Bitcoin hit a $1 trillion, with a T, $1 trillion market cap for the first time ever. Continuing to just go on a tear. You've got Spark token hitting what I think is its all-time high. It's a IOU, obviously, representation of Spark, which hasn't technically been released, but it's still trading. It's really been something to behold here. You've got a chart analyst, a very popular chart analyst within the XRP community, saying the next level we're going to be hitting, as long as the market doesn't tank, $2.35. So really has to do with whether or not Bitcoin's going to go down the crapper. But plenty to talk about in this video. I do want to be clear that I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say are right. I'm just an enthusiast. There is nothing special about me, and I just make YouTube videos as a hobby. That's all that it is. As I record this, XRP is at 56.3 cents. Bitcoin is at $55,818. And let's see, so its all-time high today was $56,231. That's insane. See, I knew this would happen eventually. I just didn't know when. Like, some people just don't think big enough, but I've maintained for some time that there will be, if you just fast forward far enough along, there will be multiple cryptocurrencies that end up being winners and have multi-trillion-dollar market caps on their own. So this is going to look like nothing in the future here. And so you've got the market cap for the asset class, $1,696 billion. Bitcoin dominance at 61.32%. This market's going nuts. I'm having a fun time with this, man. Like, I've had a fun time the whole time I've been in crypto, but most of it was a bear market, and I must admit, this is much more fun than being in a bear market, for sure. Even with XRP being where it is and artificially suppressed, I don't really care. I mean, that's not precise enough. I care, but ultimately it doesn't matter because I firmly believe that XRP is simply moving in tandem with the rest of the market. I believe firmly it will at some point go parabolic. I just don't know when, and even if it's towards the end of the market cycle, I don't care. I just don't think it's going to be the only one to not do it, especially considering, what was it, like a month and a half ago? It was the tail end of December. XRP was at about 17 cents. So to see it at over 56 cents as I record this, that's not nothing, That's definitely not nothing. So, if this is it artificially suppressed, just imagine, especially if we get some sort of clarity surrounding settlement with the SEC versus Ripple in the coming months, what that might do. But even without that, I personally am not concerned. Now here is the Spark token trading on BitTrue. As I record this, it's at 32.3 cents. But earlier today, you can see it wicked up to what? Yeah, I guess a little shy, 35 cents, something like that, 33.5 cents, whatever you want to call it. But that's amazing. And so, I don't know what's going to happen for sure once this thing's actually released into the wild. I mean, yeah, a lot of people are worried about a supply shock coming in and then just tanking, but whatever. I don't know for sure what to expect, but it's free money the way I look at it. So whatever. I'll probably just hang on to it. And well, actually, I'm going to have to hang on to a bunch of it because I think that there's a good chance anyway that by the time we get all of our Spark tokens, because you don't get them all delivered at once, this market cycle is going to be back. We'll be back in a bear mode by then anyway. So it may not matter too much, this market cycle. But here you go. Headline for me today: Bitcoin officially becomes $1 trillion asset. Not going to read the article, but it's just nice to see these headlines. I will read you this, though. It's a tweet from Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse, who writes, he retweeted this from an account called Morning Brew. Bitcoin's market cap hit $1 trillion today. It would be the 6th largest company in the world. You can see number 1 is Apple, followed by Saudi Aramco, then 3 is Microsoft, 4 is Amazon, 5 is Alphabet, and then 6, Bitcoin if it were a company. That is indeed something. So Brad Garlinghouse retweeted that and wrote the following. Amazing. With the total market cap of crypto only $1 billion less than 10 years ago, it seemed inevitable to me that we would see this day. But it's remarkable that it didn't even take a decade to get here. I'm even more optimistic for the next 10. Yeah, I think the next 10, you're going to see an exponential increase. That would be my guess. And so while at some point in the not too distant future, perhaps we'll see another bear market. Hopefully not that soon, but whatever happens, it's just there'll be a higher low, and I think you're gonna see an asset class. It becomes less volatile over time, and you're gonna have tens of trillions of dollars in here, and beyond. I mean, I don't see any reason that the asset class couldn't go substantially beyond that. Here's a tweet from somebody named Billy who wrote, XRP 7th now, will this ever recover? And he had a screen grab here showing XRP number 7 in market cap. And I've been talking about this on my channel. I don't think it freaking matters. What the XRP's position in terms of market cap now has no bearing on whether or not it's going to go parabolic. So I don't really care. I'll keep talking about it because I know that it scares people, but I really don't even think it would be that low if not for the fact that it's artificially suppressed because of the SEC versus Ripple news. And so Billy here tagged Credible Crypto, a very popular chart analyst with 121,300 followers on Twitter, and he wrote the following: "Stop worrying, bro. LOL. Focus on the charts. If this is causing you stress, you may want to diversify a bit." And then here's a tweet from another popular account here named Maine, as in Trader Maine, M-A-Y-N-E. So he writes here, trading crypto and FX since 2013, and over 100,000 followers on this account. And he wrote, "I'm long XRP and am prepared to pay the price. Respect, my friend. Respect." All right, now the blockchain backer, my fellow XRP YouTuber, he put out a video today. And in part, what he stated was, look, if XRP, if it can just hit this level of 80 cents, and he's not the only one calling for this level. There are a ton of analysts I've been highlighting over the last week and a half, whatever it's been, that I have a ton of analysts that I follow that are all calling for more or less the same level. And they say once that hits, it's basically the key to unlocking $1. And the blockchain backer, he took it a little bit further. And he says he thinks it'll actually rocket up to about $2.35. Now, here's the thing, though, in the short term. Bitcoin, I always say, like, whatever your chart says, if Bitcoin sneezes, you're gonna have to like create a new chart, right? You're going to analyze the data and then just come up with a new analysis, basically, as Bitcoin leads the market. And Bitcoin is at a place where a blockchain backer, he thinks it's certainly very possible that Bitcoin could have a major retracement going down perhaps upwards of 50%, I think is what he said just the other day. He was talking about the concept again today. And there is some disagreement amongst traders on whether or not this is going to happen right now. And he said, hey, he'd be perfectly happy if it just keeps trending upward, but it looks like it's certainly a possibility. And especially if you look, he didn't say this, but others are just talking about how there's not enough volume for a sustained push upward, and that can be an indication that even though you've seen the price go up today, it may not be something that's necessarily sustainable. And so if you do see that, you're going to see XRP and every other altcoin crash with it in all likelihood. But this doesn't change the ultimate macro trend. And so it won't be the case that you see this type of correction and, bull cycle over. No, that's not how this works. There's still some steam left in this engine here, right? And so it could result in who knows how long, but maybe it'd be a week or 2 or 3 or who knows how long of retracement and then consolidation before making the next leg up. But again, it wouldn't change anything. And so what I've decided to do personally is I just kind of put a pause on my my purchasing of altcoins just for now, because I don't know what's going to happen. And not that I'm terribly interested in timing markets, but frankly, if I didn't purchase any crypto, I think I'd still be fine for this market cycle, just in a general sense, because I've been diversifying. I've got all of my XRP still, all that. But even the stuff I bought somewhat more recently, even if that goes down substantially, I still think this market's going to continue going in the direction that is, because the macro structure is going to be in place regardless. But if I'm able to pick up some altcoins at a heavy discount, just another, a few days or a week or 2 from now, whatever it ends up being, if Bitcoin does tank sooner than later, I'm not going to hate that. Like, I just recognize that's a thing that can happen. And so I just wanted to arm you with this information so that, if that does happen, it's not a guarantee, but if it does happen and Bitcoin goes down 50% or something silly like that, Hopefully, at least you won't be caught off guard. You decide whether or not you want to buy or sell or hold. I'm not offering advice on that. I'm just trying to say, hey, just if it happens, try to like keep your wits about you. It doesn't mean that it's time to flip out and have some sort of emotional response. You know, that's why I just arm yourself with information, knowledge, just understand potential outcomes, and I think you'll be better positioned to deal with that. But there's no way that this is ever going to go up in a straight line forever. It just can't happen. Of course, there are going to be some major retracements, and so if it's not now, you might see XRP take off sooner than later. If Bitcoin crashes, XRP still will take off, I believe. It might just be a bit delayed. Okay. But to me, that would still represent opportunity. I would just be purchasing. I'm just going to do the opposite of what everyone else, every other retail speculator is doing. Because while they're panic selling, I'll just be purchasing. And another thing, and I've talked about this concept in the past too. It's not that there would be if there's a crash, it doesn't necessarily mean that there's a ton of people panic selling. But Blockchain Backer even brought up in his videos, like it's just this idea of just all the stop losses hitting, and then there's just this cascading effect of all sorts of people getting stopped out, and it creates a straight line down on a chart. It looks like awful. It does look awful, but still, I don't care. To me, that will still just represent opportunity. Now, here's a tweet from High Altitude Investing, who wrote, "A little birdie told me a large group of people are about to split their accounts in half." And so DIY Investing, another chart analyst, retweeted that and wrote, "You'll miss the best part, euphoria. Don't fight the trend, friend." And so DIY Investing is one of the people that does not think that we are going to be seeing a pullback in terms of Bitcoin price anytime soon. He thinks there's still some room to go. And then these two guys are friends. They just happen to have a disagreement here. Whereas, High Altitude Investing, here's a tweet from him. He put out a video today. He's like, "Bitcoin price drop is inevitable. Correction incoming." And I would say it's inevitable. Like, even I would agree with that. But in terms of the timing, I don't know. I don't know if Bitcoin's going to go way, way, way up. But of course, there's going to be a correction at some point. He just thinks it's imminent, effectively. Like, it's going to happen. But he's very strong on that. So it'll be interesting to see who's right. Either way it goes, I'm fine. I'll be happy, right? It was funny to see this. Somebody named Farmer J responded to what DIY Investing wrote there and said, "You two are confusing the hell out of me," because they're disagreed with each other. DIY Investing responded, "Alts have room to move. That's my personal opinion. Dylan," that's High Altitude Investing, "is excellent at what he does too, so only time will tell." Indeed, we're just going to have to let this play out here. And then you've got this. This is an article by Rakesh Upadhyay, who writes for Cointelegraph. He's a chart analyst. And I'm just going to mention this again. His opinion hasn't changed over the last few days. I just thought I'd mention it. But he still says that level to look for would be... that's 88. 1 second here. I think he said 78. Yeah, he's still saying, could be reaching 78 cents. And the other thing to note is if you hit that level, it's like, off to the races, my friends. So... I don't know. I'm feeling good, guys. I'm sleeping easy. None of this is bothering me. I'm not letting emotions hit me like the typical retail investor does, because I understand how humans behave in these markets, and then I'm just not doing what most humans do. Because the way that most humans behave, it results in them losing money. It just does. Most people in these markets end up losing money. They don't know what the hell they're doing. They emotionally buy and sell. I'm just not going to participate. I'm going to go against the grain. I've seen too much firsthand. So anyway, feeling good here. You guys let me know what you think. Feel free to drop a comment below. I do love hearing from all of you, but I will wrap up here. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.